Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, and in this video we're going to talk about a brand new boot for 2011, new in the Dainese collection. This is called the TRQ-Tour Gore-Tex Boot. $299 Gore-Tex. What does that mean? Gore-Tex is lifetime guaranteed, waterproof, and breathable. And Gore-Tex is the most breathable of any of the waterproof breathable fabrics. You know, Dainese has D-Dry. Some of the other manufacturers have their proprietary waterproof breathable material. Gore-Tex invented it 50 years ago. And Gore-Tex has perfected it. They set the standards. Something like 9 billion pores per square inch. What does that mean? No amount of water or precipitation or snow or rain can get out from the outside or get in from the outside, but when your foot sweats in longer distance riding scenarios, your foot can breathe. That perspiration will evaporate out through those tiny pores that are one-way pores, and that water vapor will escape without any water molecules being able to come in. You'll notice here, before I jump into some of the other features, that these perforation schemes along the cowhide leather here, you know, it's not going to flow air directly to your foot. It vents directly to that built-in Gore-Tex liner to allow for water vapor to escape. But just because they have this light perforation, it's going to allow your foot to breathe better, but it's not going to add the ability for any outside water to get in. So let's look at the outer construction. As I mentioned, it's full grain cowhide. You're going to have Dainese D-stone material, which is an extremely abrasion resistant, ballistic woven nylon fabric that has stretch built into it. They make a D-stone jacket. You see D-stone showing up in some of their high-end garments, gloves, boots. Again, it's in an area for comfort, but it's just as strong as any of the abrasion resistance of the leather. The other thing you're going to notice, the inside and outside of this boot have thermoplastic. This is called the D-Axial system. The D-Axial system is stolen, you know, it's a race level feature that you see on all of the race boots, whether it's an inside or outside boot. It's here on the TRQ Tour, and what it does is it creates this hinge. It protects your ankle. There's sliders on the outside of this, but having this hinge here that goes all the way up the shin, it creates an anti-torsion zone. So what it's going to do is it's going to keep your foot from twisting. It's going to keep you from having that radial or spiral break if you get into a crash situation and your ankle basically wants to twist without your leg twisting. It's going to give you extra protection there. It makes sense to talk about the shin protection here. You have a shin hard part that wraps all the way around. It's thermoplastic, it's reinforced, it's soft behind it, and it's reflective. One of the most common injuries in a crash situation, head on, is going to be your foot slipping off the foot peg and your foot peg smashing into your tibia and breaking your shin. This is going to give you that extra level of protection from the high boot here. As we move down the front, you have an elasticated panel for comfort. We also talked about this perforation, which doesn't flow air, but it allows the Gore-Tex membrane to breathe. The top of the shift pad here, it's nylon. It wraps all the way around. It's stylized. It's texturized. Again, it just ties in really nicely with the detail level that Dainese puts in everything. This is a lot of boot for $299. I would venture to say that this boot is probably best suited for long-distance, multi-season touring scenarios, but with the amount of external protection here, you could probably stretch this boot onto a track day, but even though it doesn't have some of the sliders on the toe. As we move to the inside here, you're going to see, you know, the D-Axial system comes down. You have more thermoplastic that wraps around, creates this great ankle cup, heel cup that wraps around the back here to the eventual heel counter, which is in a double reinforced hard part to guard against crushing from the back. I want to talk about this thermoplastic element that's right here. If you can see this, it has a different texture to it. What it is, it's a non-scratch grip area to allow you to grip the inside of your bike. It's really a control feature that's built in here. It's just a nice upgrade. As we move to the back, we talked about the Dainese logo on the heel counter here. Notice it's a main connection zipper. It goes all the way down the back with a stretch D-stone gusset behind it. That's the in and out. And behind this gusset, this is going to be Gore-Tex as well. So we all know that zippers create weak points for waterproofedness. Notice you have this big gaiter behind it, lives behind the weak point zipper. The Gore-Tex boot goes all the way around. The other thing I want to talk about is the adjustability factor. A lot of guys have different size calves. I have thin calves. Some guys have these huge ham hock legs that go all the way down. They're always worried about getting into their race suit or getting in and out of boots. Once you set the settings on these guys, the zipper allows you to get it in and out quickly. But what I want to show you is there's adjustability built in here on both sides. So if you're a guy that has really big calves, you're going to set it here on both sides and give yourself that extra room. That's going to create a larger diameter for entry and out at the top of your at the midpoint of your calf here. To get in and out, you're still using that to make the boot loose and get right out of it. But what you're going to do is, if you're a guy like me who has thinner calves, I can come in here and I can really tighten this guy up all the way around the back of my calf and shorten the diameter there. It's an adjustability factor, it's a key factor, and the whole thing you have to remember when a boot is designed for long distance touring, it really needs to be comfortable. The inside of this guy is going to be a mixture of a fleece lining as well as they call this the jersey lining in here, which creates air pockets. It keeps you cool, it wicks moisture away, it traps a barrier of air to keep you cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. This truly is a four-season boot. As I flip this guy down to the bottom here, you're going to notice that we have a Skywalk sole. It's a non-slip, anti-oil sole that has a high degree of grip. It's very sturdy, it's also very comfortable, and it does a great deal of shock absorption. Skywalk is a third-party sole manufacturer. That's all they do. They are the Rolls-Royce of soles within the motorcycle or boot world. And Dainese has partnered with them for some of their, especially on a touring boot, Skywalk is going to be the best option for comfort and durability in the longer term. As we look at the outside boot here, again, the D-Axial system comes down with the slider. You have another hard part slider on the outside of the ankle. So all in, for $299, you have a Gore-Tex touring boot with a lot of extra functionality and a lot of protection that has the beauty and the style and the R&D that goes into all Dainese products. I'm a fan of this guy. I think it's going to stand toe-to-toe with a lot of things that we carry here at RevZilla that are going to be geared towards your high-end sport or sport touring crowd. Again, so this is the TRQ-Tour Gore-Tex boot for $299. If you have any questions about it, shoot us a line at cs@revzilla.com or 877-792-9455. It's over $39. It ships for free. If you get the wrong size, send it back. We'll send you a size exchange for free. And as always, you're going to earn TeamZilla cash just by buying it from us. It applies to your next order, help you save some money in the long term. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time on RevZilla.com. You can find the TRQ-Tour Gore-Tex boot on RevZilla.com/Dainese. We'll see you next time.